pretty great way to cap off a pretty special night for the lady sitting next to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, for this team, we know we need to win their must-win games, but obviously to honour a stalwart of this club, and also to play it on the grounds of a program that Kelly's also spent time in was probably fitting. I certainly think from our perspective we had to work our backsides off for that win. We wouldn't want it any other way, and we certainly didn't expect it to be any different coming up and playing against a really hard-nosed, hard-working young Canberra Caps team.
When you do need to win every game, how, I guess, good are these tough tests for you to just know what's going to be ahead?
Yeah, well, like I think we've been telling our team, we've had to win every game we've played for the last 4 games, so that's every game's must win. So it's almost like playing finals before having to play finals. So again, we have another big challenge in front of us. I think that game probably will give us a pretty good insight as to the improvements we need to make over the next couple of days prior to playing Townsville, and those adjustments and improvements will have to be made really quickly. But for us, we probably got the best thing we could have had, which was a tough, gritty game going into a team that's sitting on top of the table.
What did you really like about tonight? I guess there are some areas to improve, but what did you really like?
I thought we did a really good job of, pumping the ball inside and getting paint points and going at mismatches and the switches between, whether it be 1 through to 4 or 1 through to 5 or 2 through to 5. So I thought the group did a pretty good job of, getting paint points, ball movement. Again, probably those things highlight. Obviously, we shot the ball at a pretty good clip as well. Anything over 45% you'll take. But it felt like we had to work our backsides off for absolutely everything.
Kelly, being out there, we've spoken to a lot of, teams this year about this Caps group, and they just don't really go away. They're so young, they're so energetic, that they just, every time you feel like you've got ahead of them, you've got to kind of work to get back. Does it feel like that out there?
Yeah, definitely. We've had 3 really tough games against them, and they've all been really different games, I would say. So they've challenged us in different ways each time. The positive for us is that we've been able to come away with the win each time.
For you, I know you don't like talking about yourself too much, but it's such an incredible achievement, 450 games. Like, how special is it for you to have ticked off and just played that many matches in this league?
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't think I've played at Tuggeranong since the early 2000s, so that's a bit of a throwback. I don't know if that obviously wasn't planned, so that was nice to play out here. Look, honestly, I'm happy to come away with the win. I think games played and all those types of milestones are maybe something I'll reflect a bit more on once I retire and finish playing basketball, but I'm appreciative of my teammates and the Bendigo spirit, all the coaching staff, the support staff for just being so supportive of me, whether or not I embrace it. There's a great group of people around me.
What is it that makes you just want to keep coming back?
I honestly don't know. I think part of it's because I can, right? Like, I'm still running around at this age. I feel good. I'm still a competitor. And I enjoy it. And I know it sounds silly, but I think that goes a long way, enjoying what you do.
Finals, still there? Like, how much is that driving this team to want to be there in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, a lot. That's obviously why you play each season. The aim is to get to finals, to try and, challenge for that championship. I think for us now, the aim is to just obviously take it one game at a time, but control what we can control. Obviously, our next challenge is Townsville, and like Kennedy said, we're going to prepare for that over the next few days. Obviously, try and make some adjustments and see what we can go into Townsville and do, but not think about too much. I'll leave that up to the coaches, let them stress about that as much as they need to about what's happening else around the league.
Touched on it, Kelly, before, but what's it like as a coach to be able to coach someone that's been around this league for so long and comes and plays with the enthusiasm?
Well, he's not
an 18-year-old out on the court.
He's not going to say anything negative. I'm right here.
No, honestly, it's. I'm not going to say anything that I wouldn't say in a room privately or with Kelly here, but it's a blessing, and for so many different reasons. Today there were situations where I probably needed several timeouts. I couldn't take them. To have a player on the floor that understands where the ball needs to go, whose hands it needs to be in, how the defense is covering certain situations on or off the ball. To have a player with that level of knowledge and IQ to be able to manage the game is outstanding. And I mean, again, to that point, you know, Kelly double almost, you know, flirts with double tonight. And look, again, probably goes, whether it's unrewarded or unnoticed, probably just does so many things for this team that probably go unthanked sometimes. And, you know, so for us to have an opportunity, you know, to wear the t-shirt, she wasn't incredibly happy about the t-shirts today.
I don't like surprises, guys. Don't enjoy
I'm not going to lie.
surprises.
To coach in a t-shirt when we got lucky here. The Canberra weather's not hot, but I'll find a way to sweat. That's a blessing. But to be able to honour her with this, to be able to honour her with a win, you know, we're obviously, as Kelly said, one game out of the way, 2 more to go. You know, every game's going to be played on its merits, and you know, every game from this point onwards, as it has been for some time now, as a record. So we're just privileged to be able to share that with her.
Got another iconic shot of Kelsey Griffin, blood running.
Oh,
I
I don't even know what happened. I just saw it and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm always there when that happens as well. Again, she just ran off too, like she doesn't know it's all like, I was like, stop.
To that point, the collision was just an offensive rebound contest, completely incidental. But then for her to continue playing, I saw the blood after the first contact in that first contest, and her then gather the rebound and then make the next play. I was just like, that's typical KG. She didn't even notice. She was pretty pumped after the play and the whistle had gone, not realising that you know, she just got a small nick just above the eye there. But again, we're really grateful. Kylie, the team doctor of the Caps, was really quick to come over and obviously help us get her back on the floor. And you know, KG, she's as tough as they come. So you know, we're very fortunate to have that level of leadership and determination in both Kelly and KG obviously on the night, you know, playing her 150th game for the Spirit program as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, really, but another game where the girls managed to really grind their way back into that contest and just couldn't quite get there in the end.
Yeah, and again, I probably sound like a broken record too, is the effort and what we're asking them to do with a whole lot of adversity in front of them is the same thing over and over. But, you know, like we said, we lost our way a little bit there after the wins with our brand of basketball and just that grit and don't quit. And we got back in the Townsville game, and tonight, you know, down to 7 rostered players and 1 development player, 8 players, losing 2 players last week, and to do what they did tonight. And even, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking we're going to game in Perth in 3 days' time. So, to do what they did tonight, to overcome 2 16, 15-point deficits, and with a maturity and intensity of not taking any crap, was awesome.
That's what I'm going to ask you, like, players have come in and out this year. That's probably almost the youngest team that you've put out there. Just, I guess Jay's young, but she's got a bit more experience. Like, in terms of the experience you've had out there, that's just going to be invaluable.
Yeah, and I was talking to someone during the week about WNBL games played. Their core 5 Australians have played over 1,200 games. That team that we put out tonight, maybe 200. It's wild. And it does matter. But to go out there and have it be, what was it in the end? A 7-point margin, 6-point margin? 8? Yep. Like 8 points from 1,200 to 200 games is an amazing effort by these guys. And with a little, and we spoke about this in the change room, with a little bit more concentration and a little bit more luck, right? That's a win against a super experienced team.
You talk about that grit. Mungo in early foul trouble, but came back in that third quarter and just, I don't know, that intensity in defence, it just seemed to really spark everyone.
Yep. And for her, she's been there so close every game. It's just a matter of an inch or a step here, or, you know, toning it down a little bit there, but she's been right there, and I think she found the sweet spot today, which allowed her to be, super effective, make massive plays for us on defense, make some big plays on offense. But yeah, she's been right about the mark all year, but it was good to see that tip over today for her.
Alex, like, what's it like out there when you're playing someone in their 450th game and someone in their 150th for one club, and you guys are in your first season?
It's pretty crazy. It was really cool to see like them give the recognition to Kelly Wilson and Kelsey. Yeah, I mean, we're such a young group, we say it all the time, but it was cool to see us just step up and like separate the fact that we are so much younger than them. And like, regardless of the experience, we all just it was a physical match. Like, it was like a lot of basketball, but a lot of just like physicality going at each other, which was really cool to see, like how our young bodies step up to vets like that who are also insanely physical. Like, I don't understand how Kelly Wilson is that strong. Like, she's
got grown woman strength.
Yeah, she's next level strength. But yeah, no, it was really cool for us to be able to do that.
Has it, like, for you over this season, like, what's it been like, I guess, every game, just kind of learning, watching, seeing what those guys do, and then knowing that you guys can match it with them in stages?
I think just watching how we've like adapted over the last 3 games against Bendigo in particular, like we've had some hard, I mean, the way the draw was as well, the scheduling, like the way games happen, like we can use excuses, whatever, but like this was the kind of game where it was good to see us come back from the fever break and just give it our all, like no matter what, where we're standing at the end of season, like we want to finish off strong, and like to go through this whole season and how we've had our ups and downs, but like we've able to just adapt with each, especially these 3 games, like be able to just go, okay, like let's just play. Let's go out there. Bendigo are known to be really physical and play bully ball in a way, and we just gave it back to them, which was really cool for us.
One last road trip. Are you happy that you've only got the one, even though it's probably the hardest in the league?
Yes, but I also like Perth, so it'll be cool.
Billy, you mentioned losing a couple more. Obviously, they're going to be there for you on Sunday. How do you get this group back off in a couple of days for that big trip?
Yeah, so unfortunately lost Shaq for the rest of the season with a hamstring, and we lost Bunce with a broken toe with a mystery pot plant. So yeah, it's been a challenge, and we're really fortunate in Canberra to have such good support. We've had some of the boys come in and make up numbers, which has been really important for us to be able to prepare for tonight and prepare for games and the last 2 games of the season. So yeah, that's another blow, but also, like we speak about, that just provides opportunity for more players, right? So JJ's playing, Solway's playing, right? And then more minutes for players that have, ready to step up and take more responsibility. So yeah, it's a challenge with those guys being out, but we get the added bonus of we add Jade Melbourne back in. That's going to take epic load from these guys tonight, and all of them epic load. Take a little bit off there means that they should have enough space to recover and come out and give the same kind of effort.
That flight to Perth will seem like nothing after a 40-hour trip home.
They'll probably be passed out. But yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, and Fowler's right, like, the learning and just the improvement. We matched up against Bendigo, we played basketball the first 2 times. This time we put our bodies into it. And I think that's what I'm most impressed about, because this league is physical, and the sooner that we grow into that, the better results we'll have.
And just on Kelly, I asked you obviously in the week, but like to see her out there, to see what she's done, such an incredible career. What's it like to just kind of sit there and almost watch it all, really, of what she does out there?
And like, Kel's only a few years younger than me, so I spent my whole career playing against Kel, watching Kel, seeing her have the success, playing with her in the Opals. So for me, it's bone deep on how much she's contributed to this league, to women's basketball. And she didn't go overseas and do other things. She stayed here and she grew the league, and she helped the Opals, and she had those successes, and saw it, has seen it gone through 2 generations to what it is today, and she's she'll go down in history as one of the pioneers from the late 90s, early noughties to what it is now. And I think she should be incredibly proud, and the country is definitely proud of her.
Jada Clark stepping into the starting lineup tonight and had probably one of her best games.
Yeah, Jade, and this is why we did it. Like, Jade Melbourne we nursed a little bit before the FIBA window. So in that last game against Bendigo, Jada started in that game, which we kind of knew that Jade wasn't going to play this game tonight, just less than 24 hours back from a long haul flight of 41 hours. You could see it at night. She's either half asleep or she's giddy on Red Bull. So putting her on the court would have just been dangerous for everyone. So Jada knew that she could do it. She was really good against Bendigo last time. She's been holding down the fort in the point guard spot over the last couple of weeks. And she's just, it's like Fowler, right? She's just open to learning and getting better, and she understands that she's young and she's got this freedom over the next year or two to really absorb and to learn through experience and watching her teammates around her, and she's in the thick of it. So yeah, they always want to be better, but she's loving it.
Go to bed.
On to Perth. Thanks, guys.